How you guys doing? Hope you're good. Crazy FC guy says sup. I'm good, thank you. Long week, kinda tired, but all good. How about you? Hope you're good. Fish says hat of the stream. It's this green one. I don't really like this green one. I only wear it because I paid money for it. I didn't pay a lot of money for it. It was like £6-7. But for God's sake, I'm not on mute. But you know when you bought something and then you're like, yeah, I should probably wear it. It's one of those. Hope you're good. Fish says, no, I was first. I believe you were second today, Fish. Crazy FC guy was first. Ben says, how do you watch the match? With great difficulty. I was panicking at half 7. I was like, I've created a stream for the Sweden match and I can't find it. I managed to dig it out of the depths of hell, basically. How you doing? Jeremy Frimpong says, come on, Isak, you red lad. That's basically why we're here. Let's be honest. To the extent where, if I show you, the YouTube thumbnail that I created for this literally says Isak. it literally says Isak watch. Because let's be honest, nobody cares about Slovenia versus Sweden. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call it Isak watch. And instead of having Sweden on that side, and instead of having Isak on the other side, instead of having Slovenia on the other side, I'm just gonna call it Isak watch. Because let's be honest, that's why we're here. He is on the bench. But I presume that's a fitness thing. If I show you. So there's number 9, Isak. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he does. I think this is the first kind of football he's played. Can't lie, I'm a bit concerned about that. I can't lie, but to a certain degree, I'm glad he's benched. All things considered, because I don't think he's played any football this year. So yeah, hopefully it comes on, and hopefully that helps to kind of warm up the muscles and prevent injury, because I think that's the main thing. Yeah, he didn't play anything for Newcastle. Yeah, so this is his first game. So like to a certain degree, he's maybe like 6 weeks behind. Would that be accurate? Maybe like 6 weeks behind, right? Because we've had 2 weeks of Premier League plus about a month of pre-season. So yeah, he'll slowly be getting up to speed. Fish says, new vid out you seen. Is it the one I commented on? I gotta be honest with you, Fish. That is the best diss track that you've done so far. So for people that are not aware, Fish has a rivalry with Harry for some reason. I don't know why. And Fish keeps putting out diss tracks. And on the latest diss track, he's actually singing. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. You have my respect for that. Durwood says, hello, champion family. How you doing? Hope you're good. Isak wouldn't be on the bench if he was allowed to play the first 3 games of the season. Very true. He wouldn't be on the bench if they got on with it and they accepted the £110 million bid. But it is what it is. Good point by Jeremy Frimpong. We get a Gyökeres hate watch and Isak watch on the same game. Yeah, two for the price of one. Can't really complain. People have is it just me? Or have people already, and by people I mean certain Arsenal fans, have they already started turning on him? Or am I imagining that? I think I saw a YouTube video where they were kind of questioning him, and it's like, guys, he's been there all of about 2 minutes. But yeah, they've kicked off. I should set the timer. Also, I feel like I'm forgetting something because I was in a rush today. So if something doesn't work, that's not me doing it deliberately. I've forgotten something, and hopefully, I'll figure it out and I'll get it to work. You're so negative. I'm literally, I literally spent the first minute saying that's the best diss track I've ever heard. I really like your singing. I really like your bravery to actually sing. And then you interpret that as what's wrong with everything else. Wow, you're like my teachers growing up. Your glass half empty. It's not that the others were bad. I just thought this was the best one. Finley says another Isak free day at the very least, for the first half at the very least. Jeremy Frimpong's getting me concerned, saying I'm gonna crash out if Isak gets injured. Yeah, that would be. I don't know if underwhelming is the word, but you know when like you're on a high. It's like it's like winning. It's like winning the lottery and then losing the ticket kind of thing. That would just be a disaster. Finley would love it. Finley would absolutely love it. Understandable. I would not love it. And Jeremy Frimpong would also not love it. Fish says I'm plus. Plus what? Specifically. What color are Sweden? Yeah, okay. Sweden are in white. Okay. Because it's like, there's one team in like... Oh, no. That's Slovenia. Sweden are in blue. Okay. Because typically, whenever you think of Sweden, you think of yellow. That's not why I'm wearing a yellow shirt. That's a coincidence. But yeah, Sweden are in kind of blue with pink, and Slovenia wearing white. Have you seen the links both of us have had for John Paul Van Hecker from Brighton? No, I've not seen anything about that. Are they serious links? Are they credible links, or is it more paper talk? I saw that you were in for Leone, who's the Italian centre back that we got. But I thought Elanga was through there. Yeah, I saw you were in for Leone, but that one didn't quite work out. So it would make sense for Newcastle to be in for a defender. Fish says Roman Berkey. Is that the goalkeeper? Berkey. Slovenia almost score, but they fluff it up. Yes, they're credible. Both looking to sign them for next summer. Interesting. That's wild. That like this summer is, as in this summer's window has only just closed, and already the rumor mill is starting about next summer. I'm like, guys, let's just get out. Can they give us some football matches first? It was always Liverpool, says Delwood. Yeah. I think was it Van Dijk who said that first? He probably wouldn't have said that before the contract negotiations, but afterwards it's safe to say it, I think. Fabian Schär's contract is up this season. Oh yeah, you'll probably need a bit of cover. Fish says M. Thank you very much. Started playing a new game called Hell Is Us. I might be streaming that tomorrow. It's pretty good. Alfie says, "Where can I watch the game?" I'll be honest. I had to go into the depths of hell to find somewhere to watch this. It's pretty hard to explain. Um, Fish says, I got a question. Would you kick me in the fish, you or Harry? If I speak of the devil, speak of the devil. That's very good timing. That means I can't say Harry. Um, looking at the options, would you kick Fish, myself, or Harry? I'll go for myself. I'll find a way to kick myself. I'm good, Harry. All good. How's things with you? Mesa, Jason, Aviation. Do you think Kanate will sign a new contract? Last week I was thinking yes. Now I'm more leaning towards no. The reason for that is kind of a lot of his performances this year. He doesn't really seem to be concentrating, and this reminds me very much of 66's performances last year when he was not concentrating because he was busy learning habla español. So you know what I mean? Like I see similarities in how Trent would fall asleep last season compared to how Kanate is already falling asleep. So unfortunately, I think probably not. Fabian Shaw to Liverpool. We don't need Newcastle to hate us even more. I'm trying. I'm trying to. There's like so, especially on Twitter. There's like certain people who are just absolutely irate with kind of how things have gone down. So I'd say hopefully not. Hopefully not. Just for that reason. Harry says, "Wow, you talk about me behind my back. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was your bestie. It was your bestie." Harry's okay apart from minor injuries. Wait, how did you get minor injuries? If we go back in the timeline, so you came back from holiday, and then you caught a bug, which happens. So then you're missing a bit. Like where how did you injure yourself? That's what I want to know. Finley says no concentration in the player. I've seen that somewhere. Um, I'm surprised that you're already seeing that in Elanga. He's only been there for like 2 minutes, but if he's already showing poor concentration, you might wanna check if you got a receipt for Nottingham Forest. Where do you think we'll finish this season? First. Finley was like Finley, who's a Newcastle fan. There's nothing that he detests more than Sunderland. So if if that would make Finley support Sunderland, let's that shows you the strength of his feelings with respect to that. Harry says, in football and rugby, I got legged up and my leg and ankle cracked. Got elbowed in the same knee for a challenge and then kicked in the same ankle. Is this football and rugby or is this like MMA? Because that sounds pretty intense. But the thing is, you have a tendency to get like really crazy injuries, and then a week later you recover like Superman. You're like, yeah, I was really bad, but I'm feeling good now. So hopefully you recover quickly again. Fingers crossed. Doesn't happen at my age, but it happens at your age because I did used to be your age. But yeah, hope you heal up. Fish says, Harry, are you okay, my love? Is that like a glass of milk? Why are you giving him a glass of milk? Harry says, yes, Fish, love of my life. I feel like we've made progress. We've built bridges here. Does this mean the end of the diss tracks and the end of the beef? Because it certainly makes my life easier. Finley says, Shaw and Richie been my goats forever. When they're both gone, I don't know what the club will do. Could Van Hecker be a replacement for one of those, or are we perhaps jumping ahead slightly? So you prefer Fabian Schär to Big Dan Bunn or Dan Burn? I quite like Dan Burn, to be fair. I mean, he's massive, which always helps. But he's one of those players who I do get a bit concerned when we play Newcastle and you see him come up for a corner. Derwood's just messing. Yeah, I think thankfully most of us here are quite sane. Whether it's Newcastle fans, Liverpool fans, Man United fans, anything. Harry giving more detail about his injury. Well, the second one's with football. Legged up was my ankle, but it doesn't hurt anymore. See, you're like Superman. You recover immediately. Couldn't walk after being legged up for like 5 minutes, then running around again. You need to share your diet secrets, because whatever you're eating is healing you up pretty quickly. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It is a contact sport, I guess. These things happen, and it's good to hear things not too serious. Fish says, Harry, we're rivals. You've used this phrasing before, Fish. I often wonder, like, what are you rivals about? Like, what is the rivalry over? Harry says, I still haven't done my diss track yet, so when I upload mine, they're hopefully over. Fingers crossed. Just to say, Fish, and I appreciate I'm making your beef worse here. Fish has uploaded a new diss track where he's singing on it. And I'm like, and to be fair, it's quite good because he's singing on it. So I've probably made that a bit worse. Finley says it's even between Dan Burn and Schär. But Schär was here in the very dark times and kept us up. Dan is incredible though. So Schär's got that extended loyalty. Schär was with you before you were pretty, kind of thing. So you know he's always been with you. He's not with you just for your looks. He was with you for your personality as well. So Schär is preferred for that reason. Yeah, Harry the next David Ornstein with this injury, yeah. I found that out quite recently that David Ornstein, he used to be a footballer for Chelsea, and then he got a terrible injury, and then that's how he became a reporter. Interesting origin story, I can't lie. Jeremy Frimpong says, when we play Newcastle, we have to face 6'6" and 6'7", Voltamade and Dan Burn. Yeah, that might be a game for 6'5" Leone. Thankfully, we've already played them once. But yeah, especially on set pieces. Whenever they have giants, always get a bit nervous. Fish is a B fan. Please expand. Are you calling me a B because of this T-shirt? Yeah, I'm not deliberately intending to look like a B, but I appreciate that is happening. Harry heard the diss track. Very nice. Any thoughts on it? I said to Fish earlier, I said that's the best diss track that you've done so far because you're actually singing on it. And I thought Fish would say thank you, but Fish turned around and said, what's wrong with all the others? And I was like, talk about glass half empty. Finley says we've always been pretty. Even in the championship or after the championship. Speaking of pretty, there's a corner for Ilanga here. Gyökeres is in the box. Game developer, is that game developer Unreal? Do you develop on the Unreal Engine? says, I am Barcelona. Liverpool said, F Real Madrid. Okay. I love that, by the way. Hopefully we do. We have Real Madrid in the Champions League at home. So hopefully we get a good result. We did beat them in the Champions League last year. I appreciate they had some players missing, but I think I'm hopeful we can get a good result against Real Madrid, especially if a certain right back is playing. And with respect to Barcelona, I think Barcelona will win La Liga this year. I think if Konate plays like he has been today, he's rubbish. If he plays well, we know he's out the door. If he's gone, hopefully we can get him out in the winter instead of free. Interesting. What type of fee would you take for Konate in the winter? Like if he had let's say he had let's for argument's sake say he had 4 years left on his contract. Would he be like a 70 million pound defender? Is that fair? Because we bought him for like 37, and I do think he's improved since then. So maybe 70 million if he had 4 years left. So with 6 months left, would you take 20, or would you be looking for a bit more than that? Mr. Default says Isak flop. Somebody who's not a flop is Anthony Elanga, who's just scored. I was waiting to bring that comment up just as when I saw that comment, Elanga was going around the keeper. So yeah, nice goal by Elanga. Sesko, and to make matters worse, Sesko does not look very happy. But anyway, how's things in Mr. Default land? I hope you are good. Fish says, "Can I go to the toilet?" No, you cannot. Game developer Unreal says, and in the round of 16, I want to play against Liverpool to have our revenge. Wow. Is that revenge for the 4-0? Understandable to be fair. I'd say Barcelona and PSG are the two teams that I'd be quite worried about coming up against. I think Barcelona's attack is very good. Leaving out Rashford, like we don't talk about Rashford. Just, other than Rashford, I think Barcelona's attack is very good. So yeah, Barcelona I'd be worried about coming up against, and PSG naturally as well. Naturally, I'd be worried about coming up against. That's a very good point, Mason Jason Aviation. Thank you for the reminder. I was just, sometimes when you're hating on Marcus Rashford, you just lose your train of thought. Mr. Default says 20 million is fair. With 6 months left, definitely, it's definitely within the realms of possibility. Anything really, just not another free to Madrid. Yeah. I'd say it also would have like a dependency on who we could get in, if you know what I mean. Like if we can get Mark Gahey in the same window, then I'd probably just sell him. Whereas if there's nobody that we can buy, and the two options are either sell him for 20 million and have nobody, or keep him, then I might be tempted to keep him. Mr. Default says Elanga my goat. Sesko hat-trick inbound. Elanga I've always thought was a good player. Even at Man United, like I appreciate he wasn't a starter, but whenever he came off the bench, like he'd always look dangerous and he'd always score. What was the reason for selling him? Was it because of game time? He just wanted kind of first team football, that kind of thing. Because I always thought he was pretty good. Mr. Defoe is good. That's good to hear. Barcelona to win the Champions League could certainly happen. Trent will get pocketed by Gakpo, says Jeremy Frimpong. By Gakpo or by Rio and Gamoa. But to be honest, with respect to that game, I think 66 is gonna say he's out injured, and then he's not gonna turn up. That's what I reckon will happen. PA says who scored for Sweden? Anthony Elanga. So it's Elanga and Gyökeres up front. Isak's on the bench. And Elanga got the first goal. Pixel says Salah is playing right now. Yeah, I think there's quite a few games on at the moment. My main thing is I hope nobody gets injured, because that's the main concern at the moment. Oyen says Ronaldo or Messi. I'd go for Messi, but equally, if somebody says Ronaldo, like I don't lose my mind over it. Like I can understand, if you know what I mean. Who would you go for? Game developer Unreal Engine says, do you think Man City is done? It's certainly starting to look that way to a certain degree. Because in the past, like when things have not been going so well, they buy a bunch of players and then that fixes it. So typically that seems to be the medicine that they take, if you think about it. So when they're feeling sick, i.e. when results are not going their way, they tend to just buy a bunch of players and then that fixes it. But now that medicine don't seem to be working anymore. So in response to your question, very possibly. It could be also that Pep Guardiola just needs a change of scenery. I do feel like the longer you're at a club or the longer that you work in the same place, the less motivated you get. So it could be part of that. Pixel says, how are you, mate? I'm good. I've discovered a new game. I've totally forgotten what it's called. It's called Hell is Something. So I started playing that today. Hell is Us. This one. It's like an action, like I wouldn't say action RPG. It's like action kind of slasher game. So yeah, I was playing that today, which is good because I was looking for a new game to play. So I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, all good other than that. How are things with you? Mr. Default says obviously Ronaldo. And I think we know the context around that. Obvious. Ilyas says, hi bro. Are you gonna come on for the England game? Probably not. Is that tomorrow? Probably won't have much time tomorrow. Or is it today? No, it's probably tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, score prediction. To be honest, like with England, they're so defensive that I just don't really bother watching them anymore. I mean, they'll probably win 1-0, 2-0. But like this is the problem. Like it's always like matches against Andorra, matches against San Marino, matches against my dad's team, and then they get super confident, and then they get to an actual tournament, and it's not San Marino, it's France, and then they always get eliminated. So I just can't sit through that cycle again. I've totally forgot about that shop, Netto. That takes me back, and I think you're right. To be fair, whatever happened to Netto? Was Netto replaced by Lidl? Now I can't unsee it. I might have to. I might have to stop wearing this one now. Our Greek Scouser is playing too. Very nice. Yeah, quite a few players are playing today. I'm glad they're kind of playing pretty much on the same day, so we can get these international fixtures out of the way and get back to the proper football. Ilias says, "Do you play FIFA/EAFC?" To be honest, not really. I used to a few years ago, but then I just kind of started finding it kind of samey, if you know what I mean. So then I just kind of stopped. Um, I play like mostly like I'll play Call of Duty. Call of Duty is good. I like horror games, action games, pretty much everything. But FIFA specifically, like I used to um FIFA specifically, I used to play a lot a few years ago, and then I just kind of stopped. Yeah, that is it. Hell is Us. Yeah, this one. Pretty good. Basically you go around with a sword, just hitting. The thing is with this game though, it doesn't give you a map. It doesn't give you a map, so you have to listen. You have to listen, and it even warns you. It even warns you, when you're starting the game up. It says we don't give you a map, so you're gonna have to listen. You do get a compass though. You do get a compass, so you listen to somebody, and the guy will say, "Look, you need to go north." So then when you go north, eventually we've put indicators on the trees regarding where you need to go, and then you go north, and then eventually you find trees that are painted, and then that's how you figure out where to go. So not having a map makes things interesting. Ikrab says this stream is perfect. Thank you. Mr. Default would drop Kane from the England squad. Is that because or rather than presuming, what would be the reason for that? Do you think England just need to move on from him? Leighton says, "What do you think of Ekatike so far?" Ekatike, surprisingly, he's looking pretty tidy. Yeah, good finisher, good ball control for a tall guy. Quite strong as well. Like he doesn't look like he'll be that strong, but he's quite hard to kind of barge off the ball. But I'm super impressed with him. Exceeded my expectations, especially as somebody who was saying all summer, I don't know why we're spending so much money on him. Kinda glad to be wrong. Why do you support Liverpool? That's a very good question. The honest answer is, when I was 6, there was a girl in my class, and the older brother of this girl, so not even the girl in my class, but the older brother of this girl, said, "You should support Liverpool. They're really good." And then I remember I was kind of pushing back a little bit, but he was like, "No, you need to support Liverpool. They're really, really good." And I was like, "All right, that's it." So that's literally it. It was it's because of the older brother of a girl in my class when I was about 7 years old. Who was your last FM save with? Probably Liverpool, to be honest. They didn't they didn't come out with an FM this year, did they? They're coming out with a new one next year, which will be quite interesting. But yeah, I think it was a Liverpool. Pixel says, "Did you see the Colombia result?" I did not. Is this the match yesterday? I saw something. I saw something about some Colombia player like slapping a referee or something, and he was saying I was trying to get the whistle or something. Was that yesterday or was that a few weeks ago? Mr. Default says Kane is too slow, and I know he scored a lot for England, but I'd rather Ollie Watkins up front. I hear ya. Would you keep Kane as a bench option, or would you just chuck him out the squad entirely? Jamal is an under 16 development coach, and Wirtz will be a flop. Good thing Wirtz is over 16 in that context. Mr. Default says, in an alternate reality, yeah, he could. I mean, he could have said anything. He could have said Sunderland. Sunderland are amazing. Sunderland are amazing. Go support Sunderland. So yeah, I'm lucky it turned out to be a team who did not give me multiple years of misery. They said it was because the quality was so unbelievably bad they would lose reputation. Yeah, on Football Manager, yeah. I believe they were developing a new engine. So they were not developing, they were building a game using a new engine. And they said what they built last year didn't quite adhere to their quality standards. But apparently this one does. I mean, I've seen they released some gameplay of it yesterday. It looks fine. I mean, the graphics look nice. Or should I say nicer? The graphics look nicer because you can make out the kits and things. The animation's still not great, if I'm honest. It still looks like the players are kind of ice skating along the floor, but hopefully they can fix that. Pixel didn't see that. Yeah, it's something I saw on the interwebs. Mr. Default would bench Kane, plays so far back. Oh right, because he's got this. Is that something that Jose Mourinho built into his game? The whole kind of coming deep to collect the ball. So you're saying you'd rather play Watkins on the line of the defender and then use the pace on the wings and use the pace up front to get in behind? I see the logic. Gyökeres flops it. Ikram says, could Frimpong be used as a winger in emergencies? Yeah, 100%. Apparently that was part of the reason Liverpool signed him. There was an interview with Arne Slot where he was talking about Frimpong, and he basically said Frimpong's versatility was one of the reasons that they went for him. In addition to price, let's be honest. But Frimpong's versatility was one of the reasons they went for him. And he did explicitly say because he can cover Mo. So I think Frimpong will play right wing, possibly during the African Cup of Nations, or possibly at other times. But yeah, I think that will happen. I don't see him as like a long-term successor to Salah. Quite a few people are saying that, but I think he can definitely play there. He plays there not a lot for Netherlands, and he does quite well there. To the extent where, like, I watched a few Netherlands games, and Frimpong as a right winger looks like the most dangerous attacker. Federico says, Salam, hi, how are you, Federico? Ciao, hope you're good. Best team in the world, Galatasaray. If you say so, I'm happy to agree with that. Victor Osimhen is incredible. Osimhen is very good. What's the deal with Osimhen? Like, was he on loan or is that permanent? Because I thought it might have been a loan, but I could be wrong. But is he at Galatasaray again for another year? Durwood is so tired of unpacking. Understandable. Are you kind of slowly making progress day by day? Yeah, it's one of those things where like packing to a certain degree feels quicker, but unpacking, putting everything away, ends up taking longer. It must be exhausting. But it's good. It's good to hear. It's good to hear you're making progress. Do you have a Do you have a estimated date as to when you'll finish? Are you targeting? Are you like targeting to get most of it done before the Liverpool game, or do you think it will run over beyond that? Federico says best forward in Turkey. And Fena Seekan agrees. And now it's permanent. Before it was a loan. Okay, interesting. With respect to the permanent, with respect to it being permanent, what was the cost? Like how much did you pay? I genuinely don't know. But Asaman is a very good striker. So if you got a good deal, fair enough. Mr. Default's not particularly happy about it though. You will be happy to know that Rasmus Højlund is gone. So you must be happy about that to a certain degree. Gyökeres threw 1-on-1 and he fluffs it because he's Gyökeres and his pants. There was just a through ball there to Gyökeres, right? And like Gyökeres is here and the ball is here. And the ball is rolling, but like Gyökeres is running slower than the ball. And then... yeah, Gyökeres literally just couldn't get the ball. Because he was running so slow. Ikram says, how will Wirtz's role evolve across the season? Interesting question. Don't know. we'll have to wait and see. I mean, right now he seems to be kind of playing pretty much primarily as a number 10. Who kind of drifts over to the left. In certain games. So in terms of kind of how his role is gonna evolve, it's something we're gonna have to wait and see. Some people have him as like, some people have him as a dedicated left winger. I don't think that will happen. I think like Gakpo will stay the dedicated left winger. Some people have him as a dedicated striker, as a false 9 type of deal. I don't think that will happen, especially with Isak and Ekitike. So I think he'll stay as like a number 10, occasionally drifting over to the left. I don't think he'll play any deeper than that in the McAllister position. So it'll probably be kind of be a similar to what we're seeing already, if I'm honest. Durwood says, packing can be done in time. I'm the type of person who wants to be done within a day. My goal is to be unpacked by my birthday in October. Very nice. My birthday is also in October. So you might be done by my birthday or your birthday. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's provided you can like progress bit by bit in a day. That's pretty much the most you can do, really. It is exhausting just taking something and then finding where to put it and then going back and then grabbing the next thing and then I'm getting tired just thinking about it. So I do feel slightly sorry for you. Barcelona or Bayern to win the Champions League? Barcelona, yes. I don't know about Bayern. Bayern have had a terrible summer. Wait, weren't you just hating on Harry Kane and now you're saying Bayern? I'd say Barcelona or PSG or Liverpool. Bayern have that vibe of just getting really good results in Bundesliga, but like a lot of the players they wanted chose not to go there, which is a bit alarming. And Vincent Kompany still their manager? Yeah. I mean, it's possible. They're not terrible, but unlikely. Ikram says, is Anfield still Liverpool's biggest advantage? Probably not, to be honest. It is a advantage. It can be a advantage in certain games, but I wouldn't say it's the biggest advantage. The biggest advantage is probably the players they have and the manager they have. Speaking of players they have, a certain Swede is warming up. Did you see Luis Diaz's miss for Bayern? I did not. If it's an absolute shocker, I might need to check that out. Jackson will win it for them. I've literally never heard that sentence ever used within the context of Nicholas Jackson, unless it's a contest of being terrible. That's the only thing that guy can win. Man United to win the Champions League next season. Just the Champions League, not the treble. That's not with Sesko, because I'm watching him his pants. but I think Cunha is a good striker, and Mbeumo's decent. Jeremy Frimpong says, if we don't manage to win a major trophy this season, the backlash will be insane. Do you reckon? I don't think it will be insane from Liverpool fans. I think you'll get a lot of grief from other teams. I think Liverpool fans will be disappointed, but won't lose their minds too much. But I think if they also fail to win a major trophy next season, then I think the reaction might be a bit stronger. You need to look at it and not seen a worse miss in a long time. I might have to check this out then. Diaz did have a tendency to miss quite a few chances for us as well, so it's good to see. It's good to see he's carried that over to Germany. Xerxes will win it. Xerxes, Nicholas Jackson. Is there much difference really? I'm surprised Xerxes is still there, to be honest. Ooh, okay, here's a counter-attack opportunity for Sweden, and they fluff it up. Can Bacchetti stay injury-free this season? I hope so. There was a rumor that a lot of his injuries were basically growing pains because he was very young and his body was growing very quickly, which I can understand. Because he does seem to have grown about a foot in about a year. So if his injuries really are due to growing pains, then hopefully he can stay injury free. Have a look at half time. I can't express how bad the miss is. I'll have to check that out. Mr. Default says Madrid versus Liverpool Champions League final. Trent to score a free kick for the winner, mark my word. Then hits the Swede on slot and then gets his balls out and then smacks it over Conor Bradley's head. Is that the end of the story, or is there another chapter? I don't know why I picked Conor Bradley. He's the first one that came to my head, but. Yes, exactly. Okay. We are aligned on what could be happening very soon. Well, I hope they blur it out because I don't want to see that. So it's good to get advance warning. Come on, Slovenia, do something. Slovenia on the edge of the box. How has Elanga been apart from his goal? He's been okay, but like generally, like Sweden haven't created many other chances other than that opportunity. There was the Elanga goal. There was the Elanga opportunity / goal where he went around the keeper and he scored. The only other chance that Sweden really have had is where Gyökeres had a 1-on-1, but Gyökeres was too slow to get onto the through ball, so Oblak just picked it up. So, like, Elanga hasn't had many more chances, but like Sweden as a team don't seem to be creating many chances. Mr. Default says Elanga is goated. You could certainly say he's been the best player in this game. Ikram says, can Chiesa be Liverpool's surprise? To a certain degree, yes, but I don't know if you saw the news the other day, but he's been excluded from the Champions League squad, which is where I'd expect him to have done a lot of surprising. So it's like he can, but the management / the team seem to have some sort of beef with him where they don't include him in things and they don't play him, and it's like, if you don't give him the opportunity, what can you do? And also, if you're not going to play him, just sell him so that he can go play somewhere. When he has come off the bench, he has been effective, but to then not include him in the Champions League squad is a bit baffling. So Sweden, in a whole, haven't been great. Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. They had there was the Elanga chance that Elanga scored, and there was the Gyökeres chance where he was basically too slow to get onto the ball. But other than that, they haven't really done much. Mr. Default will always have love for Elanga, and Elanga will always have love for Mr. Default. Not for Man United. I think he hates Man United, but Mr. Default he has love for, which is the most important thing. Finley says, first thing I've ever agreed with you about, Anthony Elanga building bridges in the north of England. Speaking of bridges, Slovenia are just about to hit a free kick, which I think they're going to hit over a bridge. Cross it in. Yeah, it goes out. M11800 said, I will never forget your amazing Barcola take. Thank you very much. I'm thinking of getting it framed. Is Fish here? He was here. He was here earlier. He was beefing with his best friend Harry. In my Sunday league match, I played against someone called Fish. Could it have been the same Fish? Who knows? I agree with Mr. Default. Barcola's overrated. If he didn't have a fancy haircut, and if he didn't play for PSG, no one would really care. I mean, maybe that's a bit harsh to a certain degree, but given the chance between Isak, who's Premier League proven, and a guy who can't get into PSG's team, the choice is quite easy. Will Isak show consistency across all fixtures? I hope so. He just needs to get fit first. I'd say that's the main thing. Get fit first. Half time means Luis Diaz time. Let's see if I can find it then. What game was it in, if you know what I mean? Oh, I can. Oh, Sky Sports have it as. Let me have a look. I hate the damn cookie banners at the bottom of every website now. But anyway, okay. So I'm watching your. Oh, that was rubbish. So they crossed it. You basically had an open goal from a cross along the floor. Is that Elise that's maybe crossing it? Diaz, instead of just tapping it into an open goal, the ball just kind of bounces off his foot and he loses it. Yeah, I can't lie. That is pretty bad. Sometimes you see a miss and you say I could have probably scored that, and that's definitely one of those. Dawood says, I hope Chiesa will be playing more in the Premier League. Yeah, Premier League and the cups like the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and so forth. Because he seems to want to play, and whenever he's given time, he seems to be effective. Comes off the bench, scores a goal. Comes off the bench, gets an assist. So yeah, I hope he's given time. I hope he's given appearances. I mean, I'd like to think they had some sort of conversation in the summer where it was discussed him perhaps moving on. And I'd like to think the club said, well, you could move on, or if you stay, we'll play you in XYZ. So I hope XYZ is Premier League, which is X, FA Cup, which is Y, and Carabao Cup, which is Z. Will Isak hit the ground running, or does he need fitness? He needs fitness. He's on the bench for this first game. He hasn't played any football. Whereas, if you think about it, every other footballer has been playing for 6 weeks, we could say. So there's 4 weeks of pre-season plus 2 weeks of Premier League. So Isak's like 6 weeks behind on fitness. Sweden, the youth backline youth starts to look pretty good. Gudmundsson, Hein, Lindelof. It was good until the last one. I'm messing, but like they've managed to shut out Slovenia quite nicely. So that counts for something. Finley's cat could have scored. The Luis Diaz goal. My cat could have also scored that goal. I've got one cat who's alive and one cat who died about 20 years ago. And I think both of those cats could have scored that Luis Diaz goal. Why is Szoboszlai playing right back? Don't you have Conor Bradley? We do have Conor Bradley, but he also keeps getting injured. So we had a situation in the Arsenal game where we had 3 possible left backs who were all fit. So Tsimikas was fit, Kerkez was fit, and Robertson was fit. So we had 3 left backs, but we had no right backs. So Frimpong was injured and Conor Bradley was also injured. So Szoboszlai came in as a kind of emergency, kind of deputizing type of right back, and turns out he's pretty good at it. I think in the Newcastle game, Bradley was fit enough to come to have a spot on the bench. Or was it the Arsenal game? I think it was the Arsenal game. But yeah, the reason for that was fitness issues with Bradley and also Frimpong. Lindelof to Aston Villa is weird. Return of the GOAT. Ikram says, will Ekitike retain confidence after early goals? I hope so. I mean, he's looking pretty good based on what we've seen so far. Good finisher, strong, gets into good positions. He's quite quick as well, to be fair. So yeah, I hope he retains confidence. It'll be interesting to kind of see what happens now that Isak is here. Like, is Ekitike gonna get dropped to the bench, or is Ekitike gonna play on the left? So I hope whatever the outcome of that is, it doesn't make him lose confidence. But I think it's a valid concern to have. Mr. Default was not expecting the Aston Villa move at all. I mean, it could be because they're broke. I think Villa are broke, so maybe shopping in the kind of free transfer market is perhaps all they can afford. I should stop this timer because it is half time. Yoink. Harry's diss track is uploading. Very nice. I'm looking forward to that. I'm sure Fish is also looking forward to it. I couldn't tag Fish in it for some reason, but I tagged you in it. Okay, nice. I'll probably get a notification then. But yeah, no, I'll check that out after this. Yeah, I don't know why he has beef with you, but I can't lie, it is pretty funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the response. The response diss track. Hoyland, KDB, McTominay. Is that what's his face? Napoli. I mean, yeah. I mean, looking at it, I mean, I wanted to kind of hate on that, but reading it over a few times, I'm like, you know what? It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Ikram says, "Do you enjoy this style of play?" Not really. It's a bit slow. It's a bit slow, like most international football. Genesis, Gudmundsson, Hein, Lindelof is a very good back line. I mean, Sweden do seem to be defending quite well here. So if they can continue to defend well for the second half, then we should be good. Mr. Default says, "Harry, let me know when the diss track is uploaded." Everyone's interested. Do you know the history? Do you know the history of like all the diss tracks? If you go on Fish's profile, I'll see if I can find a link. I'll post the link for you. You'll need to click on the the link will go straight to the shorts section, which is where okay, so the history. Basically, Fish one day said that he created a diss track for Harry, and Fish has never really explained why. And I thought Fish was just messing, but he kept on saying it. So then I went on Fish's profile, and sure enough, there's multiple diss tracks for Harry there, which you can see, and Harry has now responded. Reese says Gyökeres is so poor. I can't lie, he's having quite a terrible game. There's the bit where he was on the right hand side, and he kind of missed an open goal, which was not good. But that can happen. No problem. I think what concerns me more is he had basically a one-on-one where he had like a through ball. Played to him. But he was so slow that he couldn't. He was so slow that he just couldn't catch up to the through ball. You know what I mean? And I can see like how slowly that ball is moving, and I'm like, just get it. But he doesn't have the pace just to get it. It's weird seeing a striker so slow, and I think that's gonna hinder him quite a bit. Are you like an Arsenal fan by any chance? But yeah, he's not having the best game. Harry's track is uploaded, very nice, and I'm looking forward to this. Salah has just scored. Oh wow, nice. What kind of goal was it? Was it a good goal, or was it just a bog standard goal? That is the question. Gyökeres defends against himself. Yeah, I think that's an accurate description. He just seems so slow, and there was like a picture where like people were comparing like Gyökeres' upper body to Isak's, and like Gyökeres is completely ripped, whereas Isak is like super thin. And I was like, yeah, Isak's got the better body for football. You don't want to be carrying a lot of muscle for football because you'll get tired. Muscle requires oxygen. So maybe Gyökeres is a bit too muscly. Have you tried a coronation chicken sandwich yet? I have not. I did look into it again, but the yellow is just like so yellow. It's like this shirt yellow. It literally it looks like vomit, which just makes it hard for me to kind of eat it, if you know what I mean. I think, you know, I think I might have eaten it once by accident, and I think it might have been actually quite good, but I haven't willingly tried it. Salah scored a penalty. Makes sense. I need to find somewhere in the US that makes that sandwich. There must be somewhere. Uh, like a supermarket, perhaps. Yeah, I'm sure you can find it. You have like way better food choices than we do. Our food choices are rubbish. Ikram says, how do you rate Liverpool's defense compared to previous seasons? How do you rate Liverpool's defense compared to previous seasons? And yeah, interesting. I mean, I think Van Dijk's been the kind of standout for the past few seasons, which is someone that we still have, which is a positive. I do kind of miss Joel Matip. I think Joel Matip was very underrated, and I think Joel Matip at his best was better than Kanate at his best. I don't know if that's controversial, so I think we're perhaps weaker from that perspective. Um, But there's also a lot of uncertainty because Kirkers is good, but we don't have enough data to make any meaningful conclusion. Frimpong looks good, but we don't have enough data to make a meaningful conclusion. Um, whereas at centre back, I can say Kanate is good, but for me, he's not as good as Joe Matip was. Um, and Van Dijk is older now, so I don't know if that will hinder him to a certain degree. So if you really kind of force me to make a decision, I'd say it was probably better a few years ago because you also had prime Andy Robertson. But in reality, I don't know because this season is just starting. Mr. Default says football is a crazy sport. Gyökeres was rated so highly, and now look, footballers can drop off and rise so fast. Yeah, that's why like a lot of these kind of data analysis things I see online and these like tactical things just make me roll my eyes so much because a lot of the kind of data attributes and figures are representative of the league that you're in. So yeah, he scored a gazillion goals in Portugal, but so did Darwin Núñez. Is that going to translate to the Premier League? And I think the Premier League specifically skews the results because it's so fast and it's so intensive. And so yeah, we'll probably see a lot more of this going forward, like players bought for ridiculous fees, and then moving on after 2 years. Alexander Isak says we play Burnley next in the Premier League, I believe. Your lineup predictions, yeah, is it Burnley away? I think it will be Alisson in goal. I don't think Frimpong will be back yet. Connor Bradley is back, but I think it'll be Szoboszlai right back, Kanate, Van Dijk, Kirkes. Then midfield, you'll have McAllister, Gravenberch. And then you'll have Wirtz in number 10. You'll have Salah on the right. You'll have Gakpo on the left. And I think you'll have Ekitike up top. And I think Isak will be on the bench because I think he needs to just get his fitness up. I'd say barring any injury, I'm very confident that's what will happen. Oh my God, Slovenia have just scored. Please don't be Benjamin Sesko. I won't be very happy about that. I don't know who. They're just showing. They're showing people dancing in the crowd. I'm like, let us see who scored. You know what I mean? Lovrich scored. So what happened was, Oh, it was a mistake by the keeper. So Lovrich took a shot about 25 yards out. You know, like a keeper tries to scoop it in their hands, but then it just goes through their legs. No, it doesn't go through their legs. It kind of bounced off his hands and then went into the corner. Keeper mistake. Mistake by the keeper, that was. But it's 1-1. Harry made a few mistakes, but it's late and my phone's nearly dead. No, that's okay. I'm still looking forward to checking it out. Salah won a pen. Good to hear. Hopefully he can win a pen in the next game. How do you rate Haaland this season? Is he figured out? I think Man City as a whole, they seem to be struggling. We were talking about this a bit earlier, that typically in the past, Pep's solution has been just to buy a few new players and then that fixes everything. So buying a few new players has been the medicine. And this year they took the medicine again, but they're still sick. It hasn't fixed it. So it could potentially be a Pep issue as well. Like Man United have been doing terrible, but I think they've got more points than Man City. So it could be a structural thing. Marmoush is taking it. Why is Salah not taking it? Marmoush just scored another penalty. Fair enough. So did they have one penalty each? Is that what happened? So Salah took the first one and Marmoush took the second one. Alexander Isak says, you think I'll be a super sub? Yeah, I think you will. Purely because you haven't had enough football, as in you specifically. No pre-season. So that's like a month's worth of football. And also no Premier League games. So that's another 3 weeks. So 4 weeks plus 3. So yeah, 7 weeks of fitness to catch up on. Makes me think he'll probably be on the bench. Frimpong hopefully will be back. Yeah, fingers crossed. I can't lie. This weird, I say weird, but this, Isak's warming up. This, not weird formation, but this, what's the word? Inventive, that's not the word I'm looking for. Innovative, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm like, what is that word? This innovative solution they've come up with of putting Szoboszlai at right back, I quite like, because he's got the physicality, he's got the speed, and he's got the effort to kind of track back. So I wouldn't mind seeing Szoboszlai back there again. Nukshi says Man City will win. We just need winger. Is there any winger in particular that you would like? Maybe Rafael Leao, or is there somebody else? Did you have a different winger in mind? Deleted says, do you believe we will get the same talents as last gen? We had Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, Suarez, and Jordan Henderson. I joke. I think it will be tough, especially with the first two. I think especially with Ronaldo and Messi, it will be tough to get that straight away. In the next generation, I think eventually the players will come along who are better than them, because I think kind of sports science progresses, tactical knowledge progresses, medicine progresses, which heals people quicker. So I think eventually you will find players that are superior, but I don't know about this generation. Maybe within a couple of generations. Newshurst says Crystal Palace is better than you. Thank you very much. That's not what the captain thinks, but the beauty of life is we are allowed to have different opinions. Van Hekke looked good for Netherlands the other night. He always looks good, to be fair. I think he could be on the move very soon. He's a good player. He's a good player. Durwood says, "Bring on Isak." Can't lie. It's kind of why we're here. I'd love for him to come on. They keep putting the camera on him as well, which is which is kind of funny. So it's like it's like he's the center of attention. So I think the cameramen also want him to come on. Especially when they've got Jokeres up front who's been pants, let's be honest. Jeremy Frimpong enthusiast says, as nice as it is getting Sir Boz like game time, Frimpong is so much more comfortable there. I know I think that's a good point. I think all things being equal, like if Frimpong is fit, Frimpong is a natural right back. Frimpong does have years of experience there, so yeah, I think if Frimpong is fit, then start him. Whereas if Frimpong is kind of fit, maybe yes, maybe no, then I wouldn't risk him, if you know what I mean. But like if Frimpong is 100% ready to go, no concerns, then yeah, let's do that. Typically, I'm just a bit cautious, like when a player comes back from injury to then start them in the next game. Me being like cautious, I prefer it like if a player comes back from injury, and then the first game back is they come on as a sub because then they can slowly get into it. But if he's all good, then yeah, we should definitely start him. Yamal, Rio Angamoa, Estevao, Endrick, Ardagula, next gen. Yeah, all good players. You should be a footballer. maybe when I was younger. Estevao's looking good as well. Yeah. So yeah, quite a few good kind of up and coming young players. What are your thoughts on Liverpool's goalkeeper situation? Says Ikram. Before I say that, Cengiz is here. Cengiz is an Ardagula fan, but yeah, Ardagula's up there as well. Looking very good for Real Madrid. So he's definitely one to watch for the next few years. What were you saying? What are your thoughts on Liverpool's goalkeeper situation? I think they've done what they can. So Alisson's very good. Alisson's the number one. Very good shot stopper. Very good distribution. Very good hairline. Very good beard. I'm not sure those things matter, but they matter to me. Apparently very good barbecuing as well. But other than that, good on the pitch. Leader in the dressing room. So I'm very happy to have Alisson as a starter. I think Mamadashvili is a very capable backup. We saw a bit of him in pre-season. He's very tall. He's taller than Alisson. He's a good shot stopper. Apparently his distribution's not all that, but I'm yet to kind of see evidence to conclude whether it's bad or whether it's good. But your backup's only going to be so good, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think Mamadashvili's pretty good. Who's the third one? Is it Pesci? Or is it Freddie Woodman? To be fair, we saw a bit of kind of both of them in pre-season. Pesci looked good. Woodman feels like he's kind of there just to kind of make up the numbers, if I'm honest, because he fills the quota. But I'd say overall, you've got a very good starter, you've got a very good backup, and that's more than you could really hope for in most teams. Cengiz loves Maradona and R9. Good choices. Insert username says Oasis. Are they your favorite band? Best striker Romario. Yeah, I saw a bit of Romario kind of growing up. He's the first kind of elite player I remember seeing. Maradona was kind of too early for me, but yeah, Romario. When I was growing up, like Romario was just coming out of the Brazil team, and Ronaldo was just coming into the Brazil team. But yeah, Romario's another good choice. Alexander Isak, are you on some sort of substance? I think Freddie Woodman's better than Mamadashvili. There's a pre-season game. I actually went to that game, and Woodman, I I didn't have much. I didn't have much confidence in his ability to kind of save corners and that sort of thing. Um, so I think Mamadashvili looks. I think Mamadashvili looks solid as a number two. I think the competition between Woodman and Pesci is more of a competition for position number three, if you know what I mean. Fish says I'm dead. Mr. Default was asking. I've got news for you, Fish. Number one, Mr. Default was asking where you were, and I said I'm sure he'll be back later. But the more interesting piece of news is that Harry has apparently uploaded his track for you. Have you checked it out? I'm going to check it out after this, but you should probably check it out first because it is a diss track targeted at you. So you should check it out first, and I'll check it out after this. Or are you saying you're dead because you've checked it out? Van Dijk's lying about his height. Do you reckon? So he's underselling his height. So he's underselling his height because I think he says he's 6'4". He must be the only one to do that. I reckon in 2-3 years time, Pesci could become a great goalkeeper. Yeah. It's kind of good when clubs do that, if you know what I mean. In the sense that rather than spending £50 million on a goalkeeper, they get them when they're a bit cheaper. They let them develop. They let them learn from senior players like Alisson and so forth, and then that way you have a good goalkeeper who you paid pennies for. Alexander Isak says, "Isn't it weird we play two Hungarians?" Oh yeah, I never thought about it that way. But yeah, in the Arsenal game, we had a Hungarian right back and a Hungarian left back. You are correct. Now, if we had Pesci in goal, you'd also have a Hungarian in goal. So you'd have like a V shape at the back. But yeah, quite a strong Hungarian contingent. What's your favorite donut topping? Says Alexander Isak. That's a very good question. My response would be: is there any bad donut topping if you think about it? Like, is there any bad donut topping? Like, every donut topping is amazing. Have you got a specific favorite that you always go for? Last time I had donut was about 6 months ago, and I had like strawberry. It was like strawberry, some sort of strawberry thing, strawberry icing, and it was good. Favorite donut topping is Gyökeres. I thought Gyökeres is the donut. He's not the topping. For me, Haaland is better than Mbappe. Says Cengiz. Fair enough. I think both are very good. Haaland's definitely stronger. Haaland's definitely definitely a better header of the ball. I'd argue he's a bit more athletic, whereas Mbappe is a bit faster. And I'd probably say Haaland is a better finisher. But both very good. Fish checked the track and didn't hear anything. Oh man. Also, I realized I haven't restarted the timer. Can you leave him a comment then saying that you can't hear anything? Because I'm looking forward to listening to this. Gyökeres is so you mean overrated? Yeah, he's not having a great game. We want to see the other Swedish striker who we're here for. Cengiz says Grealish is also the best. Grealish is having a very good season for Everton. I believe he's had three. Is it three? I think he's had 3 assists in 3 games. So yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing better than a lot of the players at City who replaced him, which which must be a good feeling for him if you think about it. Frimpong says, "Cheers, Isak. Stole my joke." Who do you want Slot to sign next? What position and a reason why? I mean, it would be a central defender because I think that's where Liverpool are the weakest. They've got Van Dijk, who's amazing, but he's 35. They've got Kanate, who's amazing, but can't seem to concentrate for longer than 5 seconds. And the third option is an 18-year-old. So that to me is an area of risk. And to be more specific, if Van Dijk gets a serious injury, then Liverpool's shirt next season is not going to have a gold patch on it. It's going to be blue. So I would say, sorry to be over dramatic and all. So I'd say centre back. I mean, Mark Gahey is available. He's pretty cheap. He's English. He probably won't be 35 million next year. In January, he'll probably be about 20-ish. So I'd say, yeah, if he's available, he really wants to come. He's Premier League proven. He's English. Let's get him in, I say. Cengiz says Lewandowski no good for Poland. Yeah, he's probably getting on a bit now from an age perspective. Fish says, how good was Lovren? He was fine, but like to a certain degree, because everyone around him was useless, it kind of skewed how good he was. You know what I mean? I remember when we signed him from Southampton. I think it was 25 million Brendan Rodgers deal. I still remember reading the news article, and he was holding the shirt up, but getting sidetracked. But yeah, I mean, he was good. He was an improvement over what we had, but equally, it's like, you know, when you've been eating. It's like when you've been eating like toast all your life, and then you have pizza. And then you're like, wow, pizza is amazing. Pizza is so much better than toast. And then 5 years later, you get Van Dijk, who's steak. And you'd be like, okay, now I see. So whilst Lovren was better than what we had, when Liverpool got Van Dijk, it made them go, now we understand. Would love to see Isak on for Gyökeres, yeah. Same here. I'll let you know when he's on. Prime Joe Gomez. Yeah, he was very good. He was a bit of a kind of mini Van Dijk to a certain degree. He was good in the air. He was very fast, which is amazing for a centre back, and it's very good for a centre back, especially when Liverpool played such a high line. Having that ability to run back was invaluable, yeah. Unfortunately, the injuries just kind of piled up for him. But yeah, Joe Gomez I still like now. Like I like his versatility. He can play centre back, he can play right back, he can play left back, and he's English. And I appreciate there were some rumours that he could go to AC Milan last week, but it doesn't seem like those happened. But if we got Mark Gay, he probably would have gone. Would you want as in the version of Skirtle as he is right now? Isn't he retired now, Martin Skirtle? And hasn't he got hair now? I mean, if Van Dijk gets injured, then I'd rather Giovanni Leone took a step up, I'd say. Robertson can play centre back, but I can't lie, I have a mini heart attack when I see him at centre back, because he plays centre back like a left back. Like there was some game where like the opposition keeper took a goal kick, and then Robertson went running for it. And it's like, bro, you're a centre back. Like, what are you doing? And when he went running for it, he missed the ball, and then the opposition got through. Yeah, Endo's a decent option, I guess. Endo leaving in January. I hope not. Like if he wants to go, that's fine. But I like having Endo in the team because he offers something a bit different. He's a natural ball winner, which Liverpool don't really have, if you think about it. He doesn't get paid much from a wage perspective. He's probably good for the commercials, being Japanese captain. I'd rather he'd stay unless he really wants to go. Fish says, "Give me your hair." There's not much to give. Fish's son is going outside for a bit. It's a bit late. It is 9:10, but to be fair, I'm going outside after this, so I can't really talk. Where is he going to? Is he going anywhere in particular for a walk, or perhaps to the shops? That is the question. Vipotnik, I'm a follower of Swansea City due to local reasons, and I'm proud of Vipotnik. Nice. Robertson, Endo, Gomez, Leone, yeah, I forgot about Gravenberch, to be fair. Gravenberch can kind of play the inverted centre back. What happened to your hair? Nothing. I just don't really have much hair. Can Pesci maintain consistency when called upon? I hope so. It looked pretty good. Looked pretty good in pre-season. I think he played I think he played one half of one game and one half of another game, and he looked pretty good. So I won't say I'd have confidence, but I'd feel quite assured if he had to play. Like, he's not terrible, if you know what I mean. Does Pepsi not start for Hungary? I know you've corrected it to Pesci, but I feel like Pepsi is a better name. But I think he might do. I think he might do. I think you might be right. Do you think Liverpool need a new striker in the transfer window? Absolutely. I was going to say absolutely not, but maybe a right winger. But the rumours are that Liverpool are in for Michael Elise, and I think if Liverpool are interested in Michael Elise, it makes sense to just wait for that rather than buying some sort of cheap stopgap who you then have to sell on eBay in 2 years because he was a stopgap. So I wouldn't necessarily go for a striker specifically. I think the central striking department is quite strong because you've got Isak and you've got Ekitike. That's £200 million worth. Left wing is also good. I mean, you've got Gakpo, you've got Rio coming through, and you've got Chiesa as an option. Right wing is the only position where I think you don't really have much backup. You've got Frimpong, who can play backup, but in terms of kind of strengthening, rumours are that Liverpool are interested in Michael Elise. He's very good. He's still only 23. I'd say he's Premier League proven. So like if he's interested in coming and there's a release clause in his contract, which is what some people have said, maybe kind of save your money for next season when that's active. We need a backup for a backup. As in, we need a backup for Ekitike Isak. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot about Will Wright. Yeah, I think to be honest, what would probably happen is if those two are out, He'd probably put kind of Sabazlai there, or he'd probably put Chiesa there. The trouble is, there's only so many spots in the selection. I think you're allowed like 25 players, kind of thing. So I think he'd probably do something like that. Tupac says, "Yo, how you, Tupac?" Taste the Tester says, "How's it, man? All good. Friday, can't complain. Friday is the best day. How's things with you? Hope you're good." Do you think we should go for a taller centre back? In general, yes. Most of our centre backs have been quite tall. Van Dijk's massive, Leone's massive, Matip was massive, Kanate is massive. Oh, speaking of massive, Isak is warming up on the sidelines. In general, yes. That seems to be the type of centre back Liverpool favour. The kind of very tall centre back who's also very fast. I don't know how tall Mark Gahey is. I presume he's not quite as tall as Van Dijk, but the flip side is he's Premier League proven, and he's English, so he counts towards the quota. So even if he's not necessarily the tallest, I'd be happy with him kind of based on that. Isak thinks we should go for scalping. All right, scalping. I was thinking who's scalping? Is that like some like DIY thing? But is this Jorginho Scalvini? An option. Oh, Sweden have just scored. Who's that? I don't even know who that is. It's not Gyökeres, by the way. Sweden have scored again. Taste the Tester says it's going all right. It was a very hot day. I'm still feeling hot. This weather is unbeatable. How are you today? Hope the weather gets better. I'm good. It's pretty cool in England. We've had a lot of rain. But yeah, all good. Had a busy week. Just watching the football, waiting for the real football to come back. International football's fine and all, but like eventually, it makes you start missing the real thing. So I'm watching this today. Tomorrow I probably won't bother. Tomorrow I'll probably just play some computer games. But yeah, it's keeping me occupied. Oh yeah, unbearable. Yeah, I figured. Yeah. Thankfully, our heat wave is over and done with. Alexander Isak is freezing. I'm still finding it hot, I can't lie. My house gets proper hot though. When I go outside, it's better. That's why I go for a walk in the evening, because it's cold. Tupac says, any problems? No, all good. Your son Fish was causing some problems earlier. No, he wasn't actually, to be fair. All good. Jeremy Frimpong says, Barcola just skied it. If I speak, I am in big trouble, and I don't want to be in big trouble. Viva Al Fulham says Tupac. You are the biggest Fulham fan that I know. We're only expecting rain in 5 weeks. Damn. So you've got another month or so of heat to go. We had absolutely no rain for a period of 2 months, but this week it's been raining pretty endlessly. So it's given all my plants outside a bit of a shock. But yeah, hope the weather gets better soon. I was gonna go to London tomorrow, but it's looking pretty hot. 20 degrees is still too hot for me. But I'll have to do something. I'll figure it out. What video games do you play? FIFA? Anything enjoyable? Typically anything enjoyable. I like horror games. Played Silent Hill 2. recently. Was very good. Like RPG games, action games. I would say pretty much everything other than FIFA, if that makes sense. Pretty much, pretty much everything other than FIFA. Um, Found a game called Hell Is Us. Hell Is Us. Yeah, this one. This is the one I'm playing at the moment. Hell Is Us. It's a third-person game where basically you go around with a sword and you fight ghouls and things. So yeah, that's the one that I'm currently playing. It's cold in daytime. It's cold in evening. It's dead hot. It could be because of humidity. I think humidity contributes towards that. Love Rich, my goat. We need to sign him right now. Amarim, make it happen. I've never heard of him. Is he the guy that got the? Yeah, oh yeah, he's the Slovenian guy. That's good. I don't want to burst your bubble, but it was a pretty terrible goal. So he took a long shot. I'm like, okay, things are looking good. So he took a long shot, and the keeper like did this with his hands, right? And then instead of scooping the ball up, the ball hit his right hand, and then just went in. So it was unfortunate. A goal is a goal. That is true. It was basically a Onana level mistake. He should have stood over there, but he stood over there and completely missed. FIFA's good. I started off with Arsenal and I kept getting transferred all over. Now I'm at West Ham. But I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. Nice. Red Dead Redemption 2 is very good. I played that when it first came out a few years back. It was good. It was good. Still has very good graphics, even though it's been several years later. Storyline was good. Voice acting was good. But yeah, games like that I enjoy. Like kind of third person action games, that sort of thing. Keep me occupied until my hard drive decided to end itself. It happens. Press said, yo, I'm that Flixie kid. I think so, yeah. How you doing? Hope you're well. Happy Friday and all that. Hope you're good. On FC25, I edit teams and I put the latest transfers on each team. Yeah. To be honest, that's pretty much how they create FC26. That's basically all they do. Did Gyökeres get an assist? I completely missed that. But apparently he did for the second goal. I got a laptop the other day, over £600. It's so good. Play FC24 on it. It's dead realistic. Yeah. I was going to say FIFA, but yeah, FC24 is really good on Windows, basically. PC, so yeah. Good choice. Oh, there's just been another foul. But yeah, I mostly play on PC these days as well. Fish is back. Fish says hello. There you go. See, here's Fish. Mr. Default was asking earlier, where's Fish? The thing is, Fish was here, and then Fish had to go. And then Mr. Default was here. I said, where's Fish? And then I said, Fish will be here later. And then Mr. Default had to go, and then Fish came back. But that's not this instance. This was like half an hour ago. And I was like, Fish, you're here. Mr. Default was asking about you. And then Fish had to go. And then Mr. Default came back. But now you're both here at the same time. So now you got Mr. Default has a question. Did you play Sunday League? So that's the question to Fish. Fish, did you play Sunday League and were you in against Mr. Default? Specifically because Mr. Default was playing Sunday League and there was a person called Fish, and so he's wondering if that was you. How many goals do you expect me to score this season, good sir? 20? Is that reasonable? Is that unreasonable? 20 in all competitions? You ever heard of Jan Koller? Is he some massive goalkeeper? Because I think we might have been searching for him the other day. Ikram says, does Chiesa fit better on the left or the right? For me, he's better on the left. Because I think he's more kind of naturally right-footed, so he looks a bit more comfortable kind of cutting in on the left-hand side. Oh, a striker, but he is very tall, right? I mean, you can have a look. Oh, yes. I remember. Yeah, I remember this guy. Well, there's a target man. There's a target man if I've ever seen one. Chiesa on FC24 was 84 overall left mid. Yeah, I prefer him on the left. It always felt like Liverpool only played him on the right because that was the only option they had. But yeah, to me, much better on the left hand side. Mr. Default's daughter just had her first words. GGMU, which I won't say what that stands for. She's 5 months old and can't speak. I'm delusional. Well, you never know. What would you do if your child supported another team? Like if they said, you know what, I don't want to support Man United. If you take David Beckham as an example, his son supports Arsenal. Would that just be like a hard no, or would you not let it get to that stage? I always find it weird that David Beckham's son supports Arsenal. We're signing Alexander Meyer from Dortmund. When you say we in this context, is that Liverpool or is that Fulham? Jan Koller was 202 centimeters, which is like 6'10", I believe. Wow, he's probably one of the tallest. Probably one of the tallest players going. 204 Koller and other FIFAs. Yeah, it seems like they can't. It seems like they can't make their mind up. Basically, his height is tall. Between 6'10" and 7'2". It's like wrestlers back in the day, where they kind of always exaggerate their height and change it based on the venue. Thank you for the coin. K plays ball. Rise up. You'll have to let me know what that means. I managed Liverpool on FC25 just to release all their players. Damn. You know, when they released all their players, did they still finish higher than Man United? It must have cost a fair amount of money to release all their players, to be fair. They did. Okay, fair enough. You try to ruin Liverpool from within, like Benitez did at Everton. FIFA game for me is just a copy and paste. The only thing is that they never make the managers look as realistic as the players. Yeah, that's pretty much all they do. They'll say, "Oh, we've implemented this, we've implemented that," but the game, in reality, when you get your hands on the game, it feels like exactly the same game. They changed, like they transfer the players over, they implement the new kits, and then they say, "Okay, that will be another £50, please." Pretty much. Pretty much what they always do. I don't know if Isak's coming on because it's 85 minutes and I swear he's still not on the pitch. So what's going on? Ufrimpong we used in advanced positions, says Ikram. I think if he's needed to, yes, he can play. He can play right wing. Maybe when Salah's away on AFCON. Jan Koller has shrunk again, so he's now 6'7" to 6'8". I mean, he's shrinking by the minute. Have you seen in FC 26, there's going to be a team full of Zlatan, even the manager's Zlatan FC. See, I would, in 99% of situations, think that you were joking, but given that that's Zlatan, that sounds like the most Zlatan thing I've ever heard. And is it going to have like maxed out stats and be like the best thing ever and solve world hunger through football and all that? Why? I mean, they're just making a joke out of the game. Karl Hein to SC Freiburg. Here we go. Is that his entire name? If it feels like there's a name missing at the end of that. F24 or FIFA 13. I mean, I certainly would have played FIFA 13 a lot more. FC24 I've never played. The thing is as well, like I have Game Pass. Like I have a Game Pass subscription. I could download it for free. And I could also download FC25 for free. I just haven't bothered. despite having the subscription. Stick Frimpong in goal, see what happens. He'd probably do better than Onana. So there he does have that going for him. Who scored the goal for Slovenia? Lovric, but it was a mistake by the keeper. So Lovric took a shot. The keeper tried to scoop up the ball, but the ball just hit the keeper's hand and went in. I'm not surprised. Like it's the most Latin thing I've ever heard. Who's Martin Dardai Fish? Please provide context. I'm only playing FC25 to get Stockport County to the Premier League. Currently top of the Championship. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start. If and when they get to the Premier League, will you stop playing or will you continue playing? And secondly, if and when they play Man United, are you gonna throw the game? Like, are you gonna, play the reserves or are you gonna give it your all? Taste the Tester says, do you think if Michael Carrick stayed as the manager at Man United, do you think they would have been better today? My grandma died 20 years ago, and I feel like if she managed Man United, they would be in a better state than they are today. Slovenia just equalised. Some bold guy. So it's 2-2. Some proper bold guy. So the guy that scored, he's like clean shave with a Gillette razor, which to be fair I do sometimes. Oh no, he's not. No, the bald guy was just another player that was celebrating. Daniel Farker, you've put this in my mind. You've put this in my brain again. It took me a week to forget Daniel Farker, and now I'm gonna spend my whole Saturday saying that. I'll be in the kitchen making food, and I'll be like Daniel Farker. You've just inserted it back into my head, and it took. You are keeping it alive, and the thing is, it's not even on life support. It's like a parasite which is just consuming like half the space in my brain now. Like literally after this, I'm gonna go like watch it, and not like a low res copy, like the most 4K video of him saying it. I'm just gonna be watching it over and over again. All that work to purge that from my brain is gone. I'll win the Champions League, then retire. I'll let Man United win it. There's no corruption in this Stockport save. They do need the points. Watch TVN Ransko. Is that Polish team? Is it a football team even? Simon Bloch Jorgensen. Is he Icelandic? Because he's probably very tall then. This guy. World's tallest. Oh my god. He's like a. It's like a tree. How tall is this guy then? 2.1 meters. Pretty massive. Is Isak on yet? I got bad news. They don't seem to have even brought him on at all. And you know what I mean? Like they just didn't bring him on unless I've missed something. They just did not bring him on. We're at 90 minutes, and they've just, I feel like we've been duped, and they've blown full time. He didn't even come on. I swear he didn't even come on. Like we wanted to watch one specific thing, and we've been robbed of that. So why is he not coming on? Unless there's like some sort of extra reason. 2.1 meters, yeah. As soon as you start getting like above the 2 meter range, that to me is like, I just those numbers are just too big for me to comprehend. That guy can touch aeroplanes, yeah, by lifting his hand up, and he probably doesn't need to lift it up the full way. Fitch says Daily Blind, that's your favourite player. Manager getting paid not to pay him by slap, possibly. But like I'm like genuinely confused. Why did he not? Unless I'm blind, which wouldn't be the first time. Nah, even everyone online is saying Isak was not used. So Isak wasn't used, and I've got Daniel Farker back in my mind. I mean, life could be worse. Andries Noppert. Who's Andries Noppert? Oh my god, he's put Carlos Baleba in my mind as well. I'm trying not to look over there. I was gonna. Oh wow, he's a bit taller there, as Alexander Isak has pointed out. The speakers activate. Alexa, shut up. I said Isak, and it thought I was referring to said speaker. But yeah, that guy's looking pretty tall. Never. That's how it. I swear it's getting worse and worse. It's literally like it activates by itself. Um, like I. That's not even the worst. Some, quite often, because it makes that sound by itself when I'm not even referring to it. Quite often, it's shut the f up. What can you do? Amazon need to improve their detection. Already got 90 views. Nice. Is this the diss track? Fish, you need to tell him. Fish, you absolute melon. Well, Fish was here earlier, and he was saying there's no volume on it, and I was like, really? So yeah, you need to put your volume up, Fish, or maybe tomorrow if you've actually gone to sleep. Yeah, Carlos Baleba is another one. Daniel Farker, Nicholas Jackson. Amazon are listening. What worries me as well is that I've got one of them in like my bedroom, and quite often, sometimes I'm awake at like ridiculous hours. I'm awake at like 2 a.m. and I hear it go beep. Like it'll just make like a beep. Like beep. That's it. So I might have to switch it out for something else. Kajel, are you just bashing keys on the keyboard now? Is that like an actual Kajel Shepherd? Who is this guy? This will be the final one I search, as I need to go soon. Dang, look at that. He's covering pretty much the entire goal. You don't see that too often when a keeper dives. Typically they don't cover that much space. So this guy's also massive. Many giants. But anyway, that was interesting. Isak did not play. What's that about? I hope we find out. But yeah, anyway, I must go now. Isak is also going. Have a good night. I know. I feel like even on YouTube, you saw the thumbnail. The thumbnail literally said Isak watch, and I watched him smile a few times on the bench, and that was it. But anyway, I'm gonna go now. I will not be back tomorrow because I've had enough of international football. Maybe on Sunday. Yeah, that's what I feel like. I can't lie. Enjoy your evening as well, Taste the Testers. I'm also off. Take care, Mr. Default. Take care, Fish. When you next live, on here, Sunday probably. But I might do some gaming. I might do some gaming over there. If you click on that, I might do some gaming there tomorrow. But yeah, football will be back on Sunday probably. I don't know what yet, but we'll see. But anyway, hope you guys have a nice weekend. Someone just texted me from a Chinese number. What is this? But anyway. Pixel. Take care, Pixel. Take care, everyone. See you Sunday. Enjoy your weekend.